This is an image of my mental state now. I'm a veteran, Desert Shield, Desert Storm in Somalia. Anytime that I work in the now, I often use symbolism. And one of my symbols is the grenade. The grenade represents the mind of the veteran. The grenade is a small little thing that has the ability to clear a large room. And the grenade, even at rest, is an object that's under stress. So, this grenade represents the mind of the veteran. The mind of the veteran is under stress. This red string represents the stress that the veteran carries. The title of this piece is the title of this painting is Pen, Red String Dilemma. Basically it means if he pulls this pin in order to get this grenade away from him, this tied red string is the dilemma he faces. He is going to be destroyed by his ability or his attempt to become free of this mindset, this mind that he owns. There's a lot of images. There's a lot of images placed in here. I served under the cavalry, so there's a Buffalo Soldier tattoo. He's tattooed with the history of the soldier, of the African American soldier. He wears the common combat veteran cap that you see a lot of veterans wear. Here he wears a emblem of the MIA and the KIA. And on this emblem there's a name, and it says Staff Sergeant Leon Jones. Staff Sergeant Jones, for me, was a man who was a father. He was a father figure. He looked out for me, and he looked out for everyone else in our squad. He was our squad leader. Sergeant Jones was 2 months away from retirement when Desert Storm started. Sergeant Jones was able, or was given the okay to retire instead of going to the desert. Sergeant Jones refused retirement. He said, I am going to stay with my soldiers through this war. Sergeant Jones volunteered for every dangerous mission. Anything that could cause harm, Sergeant Jones said, no, I'm not going to send my soldiers, I will do it. And he did it every time, often leaving us in order to do these things that he didn't want us to do. When he left us, he kind of left the responsibility to me. And I was a 20-year-old kid who had to grow up and take care of other 18 and 19-year-old kids. But this was a gift that he gave me. He said, well, I'm going to keep you safe, and I'm going to do everything that I don't want you to do. Right? So, Sergeant Jones lives through the Gulf War. He makes it through all the danger. He gets home. He appears to be healthier than he's ever been. So, 2 months later, Sergeant Jones is retired. He heads home. 2 months after that, Sergeant Jones is in his hometown, and he's at a card game. Sergeant Jones dies at this card game after living through the dangers of Desert Shield, Desert Storm, living through the dangers that he was willing to sacrifice over his soldiers. So this painting is homage to Sergeant Jones. That pen is not pulled because of the sacrifice Sergeant Jones has taken, right, just for your survival. So even though I'm under this stress, and the stress is tied to me, I still have an obligation, right? I still have an obligation to live. Part of my obligation is to tell Sergeant Jones' story, and that's why he's here, and he's with me.